it's funny. I think it's all part of people just not understanding how intelligent Stallone is in terms of, I think that's one of the biggest things he doesn't get credit for is, even his stubbornness with Rocky and believing in himself enough to know that script was his ticket.
Yeah.
Whereas so many other struggling writers and actors would have taken the $50,000 they would have given him for that script so Ryan O'Neal could play the character.
Yeah.
It's such a testament to his belief in himself. And that's what's really the most inspiring aspect of Stallone's sort of whole story, for me at least, is that belief in yourself. And it's so funny how much of that spills over into his movies.
Yeah.
And even like Staying Alive, which we were talking about, Travolta's physical transformation in that. But if you watch Staying Alive, that movie is really just about believing in yourself. Mm-hmm. Which is what Tony Manero does by the end of the movie. You can call it cliche or anything, whatever you want to call it. But it's hard to watch a story like that and not feel inspired.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely. I feel also he gets no credit for a lot of the templates that we see today, like Rocky.
Oh.
The
montage in general.
Exactly,
just
the montage. And, every sports movie now has that kind of like, there's those key elements that stem from that movie. Or like Rambo. It's all the action heroes we have now, you can trace a lot of that back to.
Yeah, and even like on our Cobra episode we talked about it too. Like Cobra really set up a lot of what you see going on in, through the mid-90s in action movies.
Yeah, Cobra would, like, it would have been weird, well, not weird, it would have been cool to see, like, his original take with Beverly Hills Cop. I'm not sure if it was on your show or where I heard it, but he actually had a chicken. They were playing chicken with a train. He was like
that's awesome.
Going up against a train. So that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I would have loved to see more Cobra movies too.
It's really mind-boggling that for the box office that movie did on the budget, that movie made somebody money.
Oh, definitely.
And it's really, I'm shocked that's the, out of all the sequels we didn't get from him, that we didn't get a Cobra sequel, because that really seems like it was the perfect character to spin off into another series.
Yeah.
Especially if you look at like how well Dirty Harry was doing at that time with, Deadpool, and I don't get it.
Yeah, they should have done. He could still do it now.
Yeah.
I believe in you, Sly. You can finally get your Motor City Cobra on.
Oh man,
that would be amazing.
I know Jeff Hewlett's head would explode if that happened.
Woo, Cobra.
Yeah.
That movie has some great shots in it, though.
Oh yeah, no, it's the craziest thing about that movie for me, with watching it again for the Slycast, was how intense the stunt work in that movie is.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you get so used to nowadays seeing CG-driven stunts, and I mean, there's so many moments in Cobra that just look straight up dangerous.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it is dangerous, because you had some of the best stunt crews in the world working on those movies. But it's really a testament to what a lost art that's becoming, because every ounce of that was practically accomplished.
That's it. Practical. Like, I don't mind CG and everything, but practical for me is where it's at.
Yeah. It's, it's funny, because even if you watch, like, Tarantino's Death Proof, part of Grindhouse, you can say what you want about that failed experiment. I'm a fan of that failed experiment, but you can say what you want. But the one thing is, you watch that end end sequence of Death Proof with the cars,
Oh yeah.
that was all done without any CG.
Yeah.
And you feel it.
Yeah, definitely. My only regret for that movie was I didn't see it in the theater.
Oh, wow. I saw Grindhouse, I think 4 times.
Oh, I didn't get to go.
It was just one of those things where I was like, this is just too special not to see again.
And it, like, not seeing it in the theater kind of, like, goes against the point of watching it in the first place, because you need that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would like to see them do a sequel to that.
Yeah, and unfortunately that was just such a catastrophic failure. And I don't know why. I mean, you got your money's worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got 2 movies for the price of 1.
Definitely.
That's why it still amazes me, like, that you pay the same ticket price to go see, like, let's say, whatever Transformers movie's coming out, or Avatar, that you would for an indie.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, it doesn't matter if the movie costs $400 million to make or $2 million to make. You're still going to spend $8 on a ticket. That's why people are like, you know...
now.
What's that?
Over here it's like $13.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, like, I don't see how somebody could complain about Transformers 4 when you're getting so much bang for your buck.
Yeah. I didn't mind Transformers 4.
No, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where there are movies out there that are critic-proof.
Yeah.
The Transformers series is one of those series.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy is another one. Like, wow, you know, that's a movie you want to pay more for.
Yeah.
Because you're getting so much for your dollar. Whereas it's like you go see, I'm trying to think of, you know, whatever big indie movie is at the Oscars this year. You know, whatever sub $10 million movie there is, and it's like, I don't know, man. They should weigh ticket prices against how big the movie is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it would help to make up the budget.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just like, for me, if I'm going to go see a movie in the theater, I want that bang for my buck.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I hope we didn't get too, like, off track here.
Oh, it's okay.
All right.
It's Creed week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Creed week, by the time it's finished, it would be next week. So, I guess sometime within the next 7 days, I'll start posting.
Awesome. Hopefully you don't have to do too much editing with this.
Nah. Gonna let it ride.
Awesome. I think it's really cool that you're doing Creed Week.
Yeah, it's kind of my test to see, like, you know, if I could do some Rocky themed episodes.
Yeah.
And
right on. Well, I was so happy that you reached out to me and asked if I'd sit down, because I know we had such a cool, good time talking with you on the Slycast. So
that was awesome.
Yeah, it was very cool when I got the message from you about coming on for this. So it was neat, man. It's always cool talking with you.
It was cool. Like, really, really cool. My sister was like, my sister ended up getting a link where she was like, and then she ended up showing, like, all my family.
Oh, cool.
And, like, my girlfriend was watching it too, and it was really, really, really cool to just, like...
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, I told you, like, you're our Rambo guy now, so anytime we talk Rambo on Slycast,
well, thank you.
I'm at least reaching out to you, so it's a matter of you saying...
Oh, I'll be
yes,
there.
No.
I'll be there. Every time.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Awesome, man.
So you got to meet Creed, didn't you? You got to meet Carl Weathers?
Yeah. I want to say maybe like 2012.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that before I forgot.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
He did like Monster Mania here. Here in Jersey, we get really good conventions. We get twice a year. We get Monster Mania in Cherry Hill. It's March and August, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then we get Chiller Theater, which is like October and maybe April. Mm-hmm. So Carl Weathers was at Monster Mania, like, I want to say 2012 maybe, and he was great. He was super nice. He had a great selection of 8x10s. and he was willing to, pose with you however you wanted. I mean, it was so funny because I think we told the story on the Slycast where, we all wanted to do the, Predator, arm wrestling in the air.
Yeah.
And of course, by the time we had gotten up to that point in the line, like 3 people had already done it in front of us. But I said, I still got to do it. I got to do the, I got to lock fist with Carl Weathers. So, as much of a Rocky fan as I am, I was like, that Predator's just such a defining moment for my development, sort of as a fan of action movies. That was another movie that you really have to lump in with those movies we were talking about, that run of 12 years.
Oh, yeah.
Predator's another one that's just amazing. I mean, if you look at what they did with that movie and what a challenge that movie had to be to film,
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty remarkable. So,
and the cast,
it's funny because I got sort of a Predator-themed pose picture with Carl Weathers, but the 8x10 I got signed is him in Rocky 3 coming out with James Brown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's him with the hat and James Brown behind him, and it's signed to me.
Rocky 4.
What? Oh, Rocky. I'm sorry, Rocky 4.
When Drago comes out, that's awesome. That's an awesome shot. That shot must have cost millions.
Yeah.
To film that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
It was cool. It was definitely cool getting to meet him, and in an economical manner, because I know it's not cheap to meet Sly, and I doubt I ever will because of that.
Yeah, me too. Like
he did Comic-Con maybe like 2 years ago. Sly did Comic-Con, and thankfully I was in Las Vegas at the time, so I didn't have to make a decision. But I remember his pricing, seeing it and being like, well, he's Stallone, he deserves to get paid that. But I was glad I didn't have to make the choice about whether I was going to pay that or not, because I was out of state.
Yeah, it was fluctuating. It was like, one place was like 300, one place was like 500, one place was like 400.
Yeah.
So expensive.
Yeah. On the next episode of Slycast Week, we're going to have a report from somebody that went and saw his One Night with, and I think it was over in England somewhere.
Yeah.
So, Sicko, who is...
Oh yeah, Sicko.
Yeah, we've talked about him a bunch. He went and he sent us his experiences from the show. So those sound like really cool nights. Like,
oh yeah.
I wish he would do those in the States.
Yeah, he should do like a tour.
Yeah.
Like a tour, that would be amazing.